All right, everybody is in, right? Okay. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to everyone for taking time to tune in today. Glad that you made it to listen and learn together. My name is Junie and I'm based in PJ, Malaysia. Let me briefly introduce both our speakers. Dr.NgMengLek went to Canada to further his study and later obtained a PhD in educational psychology in USA. After he returned to Singapore, Dr. Ng established a number of student care centers and actively
First, when you click share screen, we move to the other
train
screen
students
on
that
the left.
also included improving the learning of students with learning challenges. Many of them have completed higher education. Dr. Ng is often invited to give lectures and exchanges around the world and regularly receives interviews from local radio and television stations to share topics on children's education and parent-child relationship. Dr. Ng had dedicated his life to researching and developing teaching methods to bring out the best in all his students. Over the span of 25 years of research, he developed Neuralab Artificial Intelligence online training program to unlock the world of learning. We also have Grace Hartono today, who is the founder of Kids Coaching Indonesia and Australia. She has a psychology degree from Monash University prior to pursuing Master of Neuroscience in University of New England. Grace is a behavior management specialist and certified therapeutic listening practitioner with successful records of children showing improvements after undertaking her program. Having worked with more than 1,000 children from toddler to teens, she continues to develop her intervention based on the latest research in neuroscience. Her person-centered curriculum covers holistic and humanistic approach and proven to be effective for children with special needs of all ages. Let's welcome Grace and Dr. Ng. Over to you, Grace.
Thank you, Junie. Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you, Dr. Ng, for inviting me. So today we are going to try to make it as practical as possible. So if you wish to get more information, maybe we can conduct another one with more details on the scientific background of what I've been implementing to more than 1,000 students or clients from 2 years old up to adults, actually. So I found that in working with individuals with special needs, no matter how mild or severe, I found that diet, like suitable diet, helps significantly even before we do any other intervention. And during this pandemic, I formulate a very simple menu. The reason why it's very simple is because I want it to be accessible and affordable. Why? We are going through a really unpredicted condition at the moment. So we want to allow those children or individuals who go through this diet to sustain and not having to stop the diet even though it's pandemic. So I want to show you a video. Okay. This is a traditional stock introduced by Dr. Natasha Campbell McBride, which is very simple. She recommends to use the parts that have bones and joints as well as meat, but not bones only at the beginning. We are making what is called meat stock. So the important parts of making the meat stock is to still have the meat components, but combined with the bones and the joints. So I pick the wings of the chicken, and because I like the taste and the texture of the chicken wings. This is a free-range chicken that I bought from the butcher. They said that it's very close to organic chicken, so I shall trust them. salt, it's very important to have a very high quality salt, and Dr. Natasha recommended the Celtic sea salt, which still contains lots of minerals that is very useful for our body. And we want to put half a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons. It depends on how much you actually cook. But Celtic salt tends to be quite salty, so you wouldn't want to put too much of the salt. And 1 teaspoon of black peppercorn. Another part of the chicken that is also recommended is giblets or liver. And so I'm going to put some liver because I couldn't get any giblets, free-range giblets. So I'm going to put the liver and mix them together from the start of the cooking. So you can put neck, head, and whole chicken, even whole chicken, for cooking this chicken stock. Chicken stock is highly recommended when you start implementing Kalsada or GAPS diet, because it's soothing and easy on the body when you start meat stock or bone or chicken stock. So I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon of that black peppercorn and also some salt. So because I put in 1 kilo of chicken wings, I will put 1 liter of water, and I suggest that we use good quality water. In fact, Dr. Natasha always emphasizes on good quality water, and filtered water is very, very acceptable. So I'm gonna put water, about 1 liter. And I make sure that everything is covered. I recorded it this morning, Dr. So I need to put a bit more of water. And you can see how simple it is to make meat broth. I think that's quite good. And if I use this ceramic pot, it takes 1.5 hours at minimum. With chicken, you can cook between 2 to 3 hours on the stove, and on the slow cooker you have, and on the stove you use low heat, whilst on the slow cooker you need to start with high heat for about 1 hour, then you continue with low heat for about 6 hours. That's if you use the slow cooker. So I'm going to put the cover, the lid, and then that's it. That's the end of my presentation today. No, I'm just joking. The title says it's easy meals. So it's actually as easy as that. To wash the chicken, I didn't include the preparation. Basically, just wash it. Use filter water if possible. Then that's all. In the beginning, it's very plain. The reason why it's very plain is because most of the individuals with special needs have intolerance or allergies. So we want to start very, very basic and simple. So even some of, I've found certain children also become hyperactive when they have the black peppercorn. And while some actually more focused when they have black peppercorn. So this is the uniqueness of the menu. Basically the protocol has to be standard, but the differences will be the portion and the type of meat, or later on the type of vegetables that you introduce. Because everybody is unique, and unless you have done allergy tests, you can certainly avoid those that are high, in the high range, that to be avoided. But if the child hasn't done any allergy tests, which Dr. Natasha also doesn't really recommend to do, because it does not matter, and it becomes very, very accessible when tests are very is difficult to obtain or to do. So I'm just going to share my screen quickly. There's a bit of story. I hope I won't take very long. William actually had gone through this menu as well, long time ago, because he's very good now. This is the story. When we are talking about human or individual, a child, I borrowed this from the Holistic Solutions website, which, because they've added that prenatal and nutritional conditions on the bottom, we used to use William Schellenberger, which they were occupational therapists, and they started with sensory. But what I found, this is actually the complete structure of growth and development. So if we consider the nutritional condition or aspect since prenatal, hopefully one child or a child can actually grow and develop according to what it's meant to be. Now, there are some struggles that children with special needs face, not just behaviors, but also illnesses, pain, and lack of learning skills, and also some with brain injuries. Now, nutrition has been found, and I've included research done by Luther and Sanders here, that nutrition has shown very large effects since prenatal stage. So that definitely supports that chart, that pyramid. The second one is, it actually is the basic foundation of growth and development. Now, what components of that we need in terms of nutrition is obviously the macro and micro nutrition, variation of the menu, and also portion and tolerance. So these are the three things that will help you to implement nutritional protocol. So nutrition supports cognition and emotion, which equal to behavior. So kalsada, because it started in Indonesia, it stands for kaldu sayur daging. So we said kalsada here, and it's basically meat stock, vegetables, and meat. So you see that here's the chicken stock that I demonstrated earlier. Then this is the list of vegetables that I recommend to start with in the beginning. And they are all basically they're all white-based vegetables. Now the meat, you can either have it as it is, or you can make it as like meatballs. And guess what? These meatballs doesn't even use egg. You only put coconut oil with salt. If you blend it from when it's frozen, it's actually going to firm up quite well. Now, keys to successes. Information is very critical. This is why we are here. You learn about, you find out about this protocol, then you develop it into knowledge, then you set your mindset. Once you actually understand the benefits and how to do it, hopefully you are motivated and you develop the self-efficacy or belief that you can do it. Because without motivation and self-efficacy, it's very difficult to achieve consistency in implementing these very simple meals. Why? Support system then becomes very important because there's no rice in this menu. In Indonesia, rice is actually the main menu, the main course. But I eliminated the rice, and probably similar across Asia, where our main carbohydrate is rice. But in fact, vegetable contains carbohydrate. And fat, good fat, actually can be used to produce energy. So rice, the reason why rice is avoided in the beginning, one, because it's grain, and grain has very high fiber. It's hard to digest by human. And secondly, because it contains some kind of trace of form of sugar. And any form of sugar will affect the population of microbes in your stomach. As soon as your stomach is dominated by bad bacteria, then your whole body basically is intoxicated. And that's why the brain then gets affected very badly. Okay, so food sensitivity tests. So if egg is actually later stage, I'm not gonna go through the whole full steps of gaps today, because I think let's start simple. Let's give it a go. If you have any question, any concerns, please, you let those who invited you, they can pass on the questions to me, and I'm happy to answer those questions. So this food sensitivity test, Dr. Natasha said it's 95% accurate. So what you do is you prepare the food in the form to be consumed. So if, let's say, you are consuming, you have concerns on certain vegetables, what you do is you just make the vegetables so that you can rub some drops on the wrist where the vein is before bedtime. You can cover it with Band-Aid. Now, in the morning, if any redness appears, then there might be allergy or intolerance. So that's the easiest, simplest way of testing if the child has any allergy or intolerances, because I found that even with that short listed of vegetables and meat, some actually get some negative reactions. Okay, so that's the references. That's my presentation today. Thank you for the time, and I can answer more questions later on. We promise that it's easy, isn't it, Dr. Ang?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, Grace. So we'll want to ask William to do the demo now.
Here I am, Dr. Ang.
Yes.
Hi,
Yeah.
Will.
Grace, you guide him.
Okay, sure. So William, just a quick question. Can you activate your video?
How do I do it?
Yes, that's it. That's it. So where do you live now, William?
Yep. It's what?
Where do you live now? Where are you? Where do you live?
Sorry.
Where do you live
Sorry.
now? Can
I
you?
live in. I live in Wellington, New Zealand.
And how old are you?
I'm 16 years old.
16 years old. You saw my presentation just now. Do you remember you had those menus?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, you stopped sharing. Yeah.
That's okay. I'll give you, I'll just want to ask you a few questions. Then you can start sharing again. So how do you feel
Yeah.
about having those menu in the past?
I feel good because it makes my autism going away a long time because on 2015, since I moved to Wellington, New Zealand, I have a heavy diet.
Yes. And
Is this telling, Boo, is this telling everyone about me?
yeah, is that okay with you?
Sure, sure, sure. Yes, 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 yes.
Because I think you will inspire so many parents and also, teenagers, which is great,
Hmm.
right? Okay, so thanks for sharing that experience with the menu, with that diet.
Mm-hmm.
Can you start
Yep.
sharing your screen again?
Yes.
Uh,
But someone wants me to share the sound. I don't know how to share the sound.
Oh, Regina, do you want to guide
okay.
Will?
Yes. Okay. William. Now I share screen to show you where to
Uh-huh.
find this button. Okay. This is the screen.
Okay.
You click share screen.
Yes.
Small button. Can you see called share sound? Share sound.
Uh.
Are you able to find this
Okay.
before? Okay. So you give a try. I stop my share. Okay. You click share screen. It will appear a screen.
Yes.
At the bottom, there's a share sound. You tick.
Yes. Here. This is my screen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you
Where
tick
do
this?
I go? This one. See where my arrow is pointing to? This one.
Uh, I can see your screen in the neural lab, but I think the sound we haven't confirmed. Never mind, can you complete this? Can you complete this exercise?
Yes.
Uh, why you appear this screen? Let's see.
Yeah. I don't see the share sound button.
Never mind. In that case, you continue neural lab. It's okay.
Yeah. Can you click on
You just
neural?
move on. We just move on. It's okay. Dr. Ng will explain. Okay, no worry. You just continue your exercise. Okay,
Yeah. I don't.
continue. Just
That's
Yeah.
move
okay.
on. Just move
I don't
on.
Just
Yes.
confirm.
share.
Yeah, just continue your neural net.
Sorry.
Good job.
Yeah. I continue my.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sorry, your voice is cutting out, Boogers. What do you say?
continue. Skip, Will. Can you skip?
I hear a bit.
Are you guys? Yes. Yeah. Are you guys-
So we are having William demonstrating how he's doing his neural net. And apologize for the signal from William's end. He actually did try to move room to get better signal. So never mind. You just continue on, Will. So Dr. Ang, if you want to explain, please.
Yeah. Okay. William, while you are doing I explain and I talk to the parents, okay? So you continue doing this training. Okay, yeah, you just go on and do the training, okay? And
Yes, Doctor.
so you go, you continue. There are many challenges for special needs children, especially when we have one child with special needs. Then we usually we only address the child behavioral problems, and I think that is not enough. Okay, there are many areas affecting the child behavior, learning, and their lifestyle. So what we want to do is we're trying to bring awareness to parents to have a better solution for the child. In 2017, there's a survey in China they pull out. In the whole China, 98.7% of the special needs children who went to the center, specialist treatment therapy centers, 98.7% of the child in the center did not have any improvement at all. It means less than 2% of the child were receiving training and yet they did not see any improvement. So I think if we only addressing one area, we will come to the same result as what the China have been doing so many years and have not seen a good result. And when I come across, I knew Grace is using nutrition to help, and she has seen many results after the child went through the diet and the child have improved. So I believe that there are three areas affecting a child in his behavior, in his learning, in his development, whether they are normal children or they are special needs. And these are the three areas we need to address. Firstly is the physical. Now, nutrition is one of it. They need to have a proper nutrition, proper meal. And we have trouble that, let William screen go on. Because after that I'll share on what is he doing. So so physical is one of the area, and now when our lifestyle have changed, so we have lack of exercise, but the nutrition where we used to eat, and it may not help us in our development, or maybe have excess. So that's why we have a high cholesterol, high blood pressure, high everything go high, and I think that's why we need to change our diet to be a better, so that our children can develop properly. And exercise, I know that someone have teach them do some exercise, so that is important also. But I think the most affecting the greatest affecting the child is nutrition. So what they put in is to develop the physical. And if something is good for the physical, then they can perform well. If something is extra and not necessary, then it will obstruct the function. So when the child have heavy metal, then you need to remove all the heavy metal. So Grace know all this trick. If you all need to know more, let your friends know so that your friends can direct you to Grace. And I know that Grace have uh, form up a group that she can help in the group. So please join there. Second area affecting the child is psychological problem. They felt inferiority, they have no confidence, and this area that we will need the child go through a psychological the counseling. And the third area is connective, which is lacking in this area. Most of us have developed behavioral training, and I think like diet, Grace have come up with something like that is great. And we need to also addressing another area that is connective. So William is doing a training which I have developed called NeuroLab, and he is doing it now. And we are training the children with the 39 abilities. So just now you saw William, now he's doing it, that he need to memorize. This is auditory training. So he need to listen and memorize it. And then after listening, the activities sometimes want him to reverse. If I put out 1, 2, 3, reverse means 3, 2, 1, or leave out one numbers. And this one is type the answer in the same sequence. So this is alphabets, and then we have numbers. Now, while he's still doing it, auditory training, and then we have visual training. We have all the 39 abilities, sequencing, categorizing, memory. Now, all the abilities, these are the abilities to equip the child so that they can go to school to digest, to learn, to understand the knowledge that the school want to teach them. So auditory training is important, whether they're special needs or they're normal kids. When they go to school, the teacher is giving a lesson. Of course, sometimes teacher will write something that is visual, but most of the time, teacher is using his voice to explain the message, the knowledge. And if the child couldn't receive all this information through auditory, then he is wasting all his time in the class. The child couldn't learn not because he cannot digest, maybe just simply he did not receive the message, so he can't digest. So in the first place, we need to help the child with a good auditory. When he can pick up some information, then he will go to the brain and he do the second step to digest, to understand, to classify, to sequence it, to analyze it, to evaluate. Then he start to learn. So auditory training is very important. So now he's doing this auditory training, and after this exercise, he will go to visual observations. Now, all the 39 abilities, we put it into this training so that the child can use the computer to train all these 39 abilities. And these abilities are tailor-made for individual. So for William, this account is only specially designed for William because the computer has captured his 39 abilities. Some are weak, some are strong, and then the computer will design a suitable program, training, different level for him. If he can't do it, then we make it easier. If he can do it, then we make it a little bit difficult, but not too difficult, so that he give up. Too difficult, I don't want to do, or too easy, I don't want to do, so easy. So the computer will design and tailor-make for individual. And then once the child get trained through this program, he will develop his cognitive. Then he can learn. And so these are the training. He's doing it. I think he still have 10 questions to go to the next one. William, you are doing very well. Okay. So he typed in the reverse order. So this is not easy. Okay. You may try, but now we can't hear the, the program. But let me test on you. William, you listen to the computer. As parents, I let you try. See whether you can do or not. 5 letters. Okay, you try. F, A, G, L, O, B. Can you do it backward? Difficult. Okay. Now, why we need to have these abilities? We want the child, after listen to one unit, one information, he must able to keep it. And then second information, and third one, fourth one, fifth one. The best is 7. But 5 is good enough for William H. Sorry. Excuse me. Now, this is important because when the teacher trying to explain a concept, usually they will give a lots of facts, like because of A, because of B, because of C, because of D, because of F. Therefore, the answer is like that. Therefore, the statement is like that. And then the child will ask the teacher, why F is like that? Then the teacher said, no, you listen again, because of A, because of B, because of C, because of D, because of F. That's why. But the child only can memorize the last part. F, so become, how can F become like that? No, I don't understand. So the teacher was angry. You are not paying attention. I have been explaining, and you still ask. In fact, it's the child couldn't remember. After memorize, he only can remember the last one or the last 2. He will not able to understand why E and F can become Z. Then he will not understand. He's not having a logical problem. He only having auditory memory problem. He can't memorize all the facts that you're trying to pass it to him, and he only can remember 2. That's why he don't understand. Okay, so this is the exercise that the child we require the child to have, so that after listen, then he can memorize it. So this is reverse and leave out 1 number. So like just now, I give you 5 numbers, 5 letters, and then I want you to leave out 1 letter. So it's difficult. You need to memorize it and leave out 1 letters that is not supposed to be there. And this is very, very difficult, but this is necessary to equip a child with a good auditory receiving information and memorize it so that he can understand and digest what the teacher is trying to teach them. Okay, so I think he have a few more, so then we can see some other questions. And while we are waiting for him, just now I saw a question. Grace may want to answer. The parents asking is is it using alkaline water or what? Junie, can you read the question to?
Yes, I
Sorry,
have.
Dr. It has been answered.
Oh, you answer already. Okay, 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 good.
Yeah.
Okay, William, continue. Let's see a few questions.
So it muted automatically. So yes, I'll continue, Dr. Ong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Can
can
you,
continue.
yes, that's it.
Yeah,
Good work,
yeah.
Will.
Huh?
You're doing quite well, you know. Well done.
Yeah. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Continue.
Is my voice cutting out or
No, no.
Yeah.
is it
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Oh, still listen and memory. Okay, now I think it's numbers and alphabets combined together. So, parents, if you have question, you can list out while he's doing, then we answer some of the questions. Junie, have any question?
So far, there's none, Dr. Ng.
Oh, okay.
Parent
Okay.
asking about where is it? What is the meaning on the screen and the meaning of the materials that was being delivered now? It's
Oh,
because the child isn't able to share the computer sound, so we are not able to hear the dictation. In fact, William can hear the dictation and he's actually putting back whatever he hears, whatever he remembers, and that's what he's typing back
Yep.
according to the instruction that's given.
yes.
Hope that answers your question, Afifa. There's a question on, is there a sorry, this is for Grace. Is there any specific food or essential oil can help in autism kit?
Yeah, I was going to reply and said that I have shared the menu in the beginning of this presentation or the video. In terms of essential oil, I'm not an expert in that because I start and sort of try to share the basic traditional food to start with. The reason being is that I realized that looking after or raising a special needs child requires a lot of funding. And also, the child also needs a lot of stimulation. So, food is not the only thing. The child still needs programs like NeuroLab or behavior therapies. So the reason why I came up with this idea is so that parents can easily prepare the best nutritious food for the child, then they can concentrate on other things day to day, because you parents cannot end up just being in the kitchen trying to or being in the shopping center just trying to get grocery shopping. If we implement this very simple meals but very highly nutritious and really show positive changes, I think then the parents can just leave the food and then concentrate on looking after the child in many different ways. For instance, when the child, most of the time, when a child implements this menu, they become calmer almost immediately. Of course, some go through transitions, which is called die off, where majority of the bad bacteria actually die because they are not being fed. Now, the good thing is if you don't have to spend too long in the kitchen, then you can spend more time playing, studying, or learning maybe taking the child somewhere like outside home or taking them to therapy. And then the whole day becomes a lot more productive, and the child gets so much benefit. So the menu that I recommend in the beginning is very simple: meat stock, vegetable, and those vegetables also just being boiled. Doesn't have to be stir fry or difficult ways of doing it like grill or anything. Just boil it in the meat stock, and the meat itself the child can consume. So the presentation is important because you eat not just with your mouth but with your eyes too. Like, you look at the menu. If you present it the same over and over again, then the child obviously can get bored. But there are so many ways of presenting it. Like, for instance, for snack, just give the vegetables or just the meat or just the broth. And then maybe for big meals, they can have all combined. And then for at night, for dinner, because it's nearly bedtime, not giving them the broth, but maybe just the vegetables and the meat, then it looks quite nice as well. So the main thing is the good fat, which is in the broth. They need to drink it at least at minimum 1 to 3 cups a day. That really is going to help healing the gut. So in terms of menu specific food, in the beginning, I highly recommend to start with that simple basic menu. And then you can, over a few months, once this child has settled into that menu, we can start introducing more variety. So that's my recommendation based on my experiences. And currently, a lot of children are still doing and applying that protocol. And I see so many, most of them gain so much positive changes, not only in their behaviors, but also in their learning abilities, like focusing, auditory, visual, like what Dr. Ng had explained. So I'm just gonna answer some more questions related to diet. So does vitamin D, spirulina, and omega really help? They do help, but guess what? If the child still has leaky gut, and this is the whole reason why he needs or she needs good fat, all the supplements that he or she takes actually won't be absorbed. So it's going to be a waste of money giving supplements when the child still has leaky gut. Okay, another question is how do we continue or stop? I'm not sure whether it's for Dr. Ng's Neurolet or for the diet.
Yes, sorry, that one is any good exercise to introduce for special kids?
Oh, good exercise.
Yeah, exercise.
Yeah. Okay. So the exercise, my team, I have physiotherapists in my team, and basically in terms of exercise, if you are doing it at home, I suggest that do anything that's within your capacity. So for instance, jogging is usually very recommended because anyone can jog, and it's very minimal potential of injuries. And also it stimulates almost all of the sensory systems. So jogging is really good. They just need like 45 minutes. The warm up, the actual intense jogging and 15 minutes cooling down. And the rest, core strengthening, like push-ups, sit-ups, bridging, that's also good. So have a look at the child's conditions and abilities, because the last thing you want is for the child to refuse to exercise. So make it fun. It depends on how old the child is. If it's younger children, maybe use some tools like balls. And if it's older, maybe they can be trained to do more interactive sports like badminton or basketball. Yeah, so in terms of exercise, it's the same as the food. See and observe your child's ability and also do it within your capacity. So we want this program or everything that you do to be enjoyable, because when it's enjoyable, it doesn't trigger additional stress to anyone. And stress can really disturb the digestive system. So that's the reason why we need to have or do anything within our capacity.
Yes, thank you. And I think I'd like to add something. When I give talk the first time, when I give talk in C-Care, long time ago, I think 5 years ago, and there's one parent who explained to me that an exercise help the child from autism kids become normal. And while he was sharing with me, he said, now my child have graduate from university and a simple exercise. But I believe different children need different area to address. Some is nutrition, some are food, some are psychological problem, some are cognitive problems. So we need to be open and but we will try all the exercise. But I think for diet, it's good that we should get a good diet and right food. So so grateful that Grace have shared with us how to do it. And now this is the exercise he shared with me. He said when my child is autism being diagnosed and he will not go to school, he will not look at anybody, he just shut down everything. And then he do a simple exercise, which he said is documented in our Singapore General Hospital and it's been recorded. He said you can go and trace and they have the full report. And what is the exercise? He said it's so simple. Take a ball, pass the ball to my wife, and then my wife pass to me, and then I pass to him. Passing a ball. They just do this exercise and help the child. The child become normal. Then I just pause a while. Now William is doing the another exercise. Require him to tell us how many colors are there in words and the color I use. So this is something that is not easy. The child need to think further, extended thinking. So this is something that they need to train. So this is one simple exercise. And to me, when he share, then I start thinking, there is a research on those old people who have dementia, that they are taking medication, but they start asking the patient to play ping pong, table tennis, and they become well and without and don't need to take medicine anymore, completely healed. So I will start to thinking, because when you pass the ball or the table tennis, the ball spinning here and there, you need to react fast. So in fact, your brain need to work to react. And the faster and the accuracy reacting, then your brain can work well. And that autism kids just do this simple exercise. The parents say, so many things he went through, courses, everything, no use until they do the last exercise. That is passing ball every day pass. And then after 3 months, because they have give up all the treatment, so they only do this exercise. After 3 months, no, each month they saw the child have improved. So then they continue. After 3 months, the child have improved so much. So maybe you want to try at home doing throwing ball exercise. Throw to your child catch it, and then throw to someone else. And then of course you can make it fun. Like Grace said, make it fun. Throw here, throw there. But you need him to react so that he can catch the ball. Secondly, that Junie also experienced it. We want the child to do eyes exercise. Now, Junie, you want to share the eyes exercise?
You mean to demo the eye exercise or the
Explain.
experience? Okay.
Explain how
What
the
we
eyes
do
exercise.
when we do the eye exercise to observe whether the child can do the rotation of the eye by moving the eyeball to go in circular motion clockwise and anti-clockwise. That itself tells us whether the child's brain is has that connection or not. Yeah. All right. A child that I work with, that 2 weeks, the father was so diligent in doing the eye exercise, and he became more aware of his surrounding. Just doing the eye exercise, but it must be the right way of doing the eye exercise. Reach out to us so that we can actually show you how to do it, and you can actually practice this at home. That would be the first step.
Yes. So I think physical, we need to have good diet. We need to have a good exercise. So Grace have physiotherapy. That's good. That is professional. So get in touch with her and then see how you can get help from her. And psychological problem, so you may need to have a counselor to help your child. And the cognitive training, and you may want to consider to use this program. When I started design this program, is for children, equip children to have a better cognitive, to go to school to learn. A lot of children cannot learn. Some of them because of they do not have these learning abilities. So after equipped with that, then we see so many results that the child have improved. And also special needs children have improved. So in Malaysia, we have one professor who wrote 5 books on autism. And she do a research on this program. And she found out that all the children went through the research have improved within 6 months. And she was excited, and her research awarded best research paper. So this is the program that helped the children, and she said that help the child with executive function, the social abilities, communication. So parents may want to know more. You can call our consultant. They can let you try. Now this is the exercise. Now William are doing it, deducting thinking, and it's not easy. But I saw while I'm talking, I saw he's doing very well. He solved all the puzzle. William, quite good. Okay, so I leave it to parents to ask questions. Then we will answer the questions for parents.
Parents would like to know, for 1 year, this program doesn't mean a confirmation to improve all 39 learning abilities. Are we able to continue for another year?
okay, it should improve within 3 to 6 months, unless your child is having special problems. I do have a special needs child. After 1 year, his evaluation, his problem solving, his analyzing abilities all didn't improve. So I call up the parents, because if there is no improvement, maybe it's physical problem, maybe it's psychological problem, maybe it's my program is don't work at all. So I told the parents, let me know. So they call me up, they say it's not working. So I especially went through with the child when he doing those training on evaluation, problem solving. He couldn't do at all. He just got hang there. But when I asked him to do the eyes exercise, it means from 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 12. This is how he do. He can do 1 to 3, and then he go to 9, and then he go 9, 10, 11, 12. So below 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, he couldn't do. So he only can do 12 to 3, and then he go to 9, and then he go up. He couldn't look down. Can't at all. Now, if I want you to recall something, usually you will look up and think, is it true? Let me try to remember. You will look up. If I want you to consider, to make a decision, to buy or not to buy, to sell your house or not to sell at this price, usually you will look down and think, evaluate, and analyze it. Your eyes will look down. By looking at the different direction, in fact, is our brain working on that area. So the eyes exercise is an important exercise to activate that part of the brain. And the child couldn't do it. So I told the parents, maybe it's not my program fault. I said maybe also it's my program fault, but I said maybe it's not, maybe it's, but not sure yet. But now we need to solve this issue that the eyes exercise must be ready. It's just like a computer. If the hardware don't work well, then maybe it's not the software problem. So we need to address the hardware problem. So if your memory is too little, then it's not the software problem, it's a memory problem. So that is hardware problem. So the parents trying to help the kids to do the eyes exercise. And recently, she introduced friends to us, giving comments that the program helped the kids. So that's why I emphasize a lot on physical nutrition, exercise. So I'm so grateful that Grace come in to help us. And we also know of one doctor. I think a few more weeks we'll invite her to give talk. She's a medical doctor, and she go and research to get something to scan the brain. This also physical problems. So we hope to identify all the problems. Different children may have different problems. If we can identify and then we can address it, I think the child can have a better future. We don't have to condemn them that, give up, no hope, it's like that. Take it, bear with it, and the rest of the life is like that. I think that's not fair. We should try our best and work out. And I believe that there is solution. Only thing is we have not find it. So, but so far we know that exercise help. So far we know that diet help. I'm so happy when I heard Grace shared with me, diet help. I said, whoa, another solution. Okay. Yeah. So now this is the visual training. The he's trying to figure out on top what are the words on top here. And then which is the same. It's not easy, but if the child can observe it, his reading speed will be fast. Sometimes the children take longer time to recognize this is O or A. Oh, it's A, and then P and L and E. Oh, this is apple. If you read words letter by letters, your reading speed will be slow. That's observation. And if the child can figure out what are the numbers, what are alphabets, and you think his reading speed will be slow, no, I think he read faster than me. Okay. Okay, so this is the training. Now he's doing, I think, 2/3 of the training. Well, William, you're quite fast. So any other questions?
Can I actually just make some comment,
Yep.
Dr. Ng? I found that the good thing about your program that it doesn't look like worksheets, because if the child goes to school, let's say, or they go through therapies, and then at home, then they are asked to do, more worksheets, even though it's online. Sometimes the child can refuse because they see, oh, now another studying time. So that's what I found very like complementing everything else that the child does. So
Thank
very
you.
well done. Yeah.
I saw Mandy. Mandy, you want to introduce your friends to the doctor? You unmute. Can you unmute? Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Ng, you were mentioning?
Yeah. You share about the doctor. We have invited her to talk about the brain, the scanning.
Oh, okay. Yes, Dr. Debbie. Dr. Debbie is actually the founder of BrainWorks, and she actually will be sharing with us next about 2 weeks later on how you can help your special needs child make friends. So she is currently working with us also for holistically to look into brain health for children. So she actually specializes in autism, dyslexia, ADD, and other learning disabilities, right, to help the children. So similar to Grace also, she believes in that gut health is connected to the brain health. And also she believes in using nutrition to help heal the parts of our brain that have been damaged or need regeneration.
Wonderful. All the hero think us alike. And next week, Mandy, since you are here, share about next week talk. Next week we have a talk, and I think it's important talk.
Yes.
We have a very good speaker. No, I heard her.
Yeah. So so next week we're actually having Anna. She's actually someone who actually she's social work trained, and she's gonna teach us about how to communicate effectively with our children. Yeah. So basically, she will be she has experience in counseling families, youths, and terminally ill patients. So she actually will be teaching us about like how our children actually desire to connect with us, and also how we can actually speak to them so that they will listen. Yeah, so this is actually a subject that a lot of parents whom we interact with come to us and ask for help, because they say that like they're growing up with children who are very quiet and not communicative.
Yeah. So Grace have a very good communication skill. You see how she talked to William.
Thank you, Dr. Ng.
So any other questions?
there's a parent who would like to unmute to ask the question. Delon,
Oh.
I will unmute you now so you can ask the question. Delon, can you unmute yourself? Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Actually, my name is Hui Fen. I'm Hui Fen. I'm using my husband name's Dylan Sung. So I want to ask actually the Mr. Ng or Teacher Ng. I attend the autism class like that. I just want to ask how to improve my daughter's speech therapy. Have you listened it? Can?
Speech.
Speech.
Oh.
Because.
How old is your child?
9 years old.
9 years old. It's a boy?
Sorry?
It's a boy or a girl?
Girl. She can sing very well. In the how to say 歌词
Oh, okay.
Okay. Even it's English, she can sing on the first until end, but it's a child English song.
Okay.
But every time I ask her, like example, what teacher teach you today, or what teacher give you today in your lunchtime, she always repeat my answer like a pirate.
Okay.
So, now actually the important things I want she improve this part, because almost the part I see she can write, she can use the PC, she can use the handphone, searching the YouTube, all things by herself. She can play the games by own. She can install the app by own also. Then only this one, I don't know how to improve her. But example by the small karangan. Then English one. Ask her to read. She can read. Then have a question. Example, he say, who is in the farm? But if I ask her like that, she will repeat my question. If have a black and white letter, the writing, she can give me the correct answer for me. So how to improve her like that? By the talk.
Okay. If they can't pronounce, and then you really need a speech therapy. They will teach him how to pronounce properly. But to conversation, to explain, to tell you something, of course, if you have speech therapy, it's good. If not, then you have to be patient. Sometimes they need to learn before they express. So when you ask your husband, sometimes anything happen in office? No, nothing. Huh? How can whole day nothing happen in the office? Okay. So sometimes the husband also don't know what to tell you. So many things happen. What to tell you? A phone call or the food or what? So when we ask the questions, especially for children, you may want to start from a simple one. Today, your Chinese teacher wearing red color shirt or blue or green? Now, this is something that he can answer. She can tell you, oh, today she wearing red, something like that. Okay. So slowly, eventually, then you can ask more. So she know that you are trying to ask something, then she can reply you. So what you want, okay? So you start from the simplest one. So today in your classroom, no, how many children? I didn't count. Then if he don't know, then you teach her. I did not pay attention. I didn't count, so I don't know. Now ask her to repeat after you. So now she learned. When I do not know, I did not pay attention, then next time she can tell you, oh, I didn't pay attention. Oh, I didn't realize that today the teacher is wearing red or black or blue. No, then she can reply to you. So sometimes they need to learn how to communicate. So maybe next week is a good time you come and join and to learn the communication skill. You have to start from simple, just like teaching him how to say, "Daddy, repeat, repeat." Daddy, mommy, repeat. Now this is table. Say table. No, start from there. So you start from teaching her how to. You phrase the question, but you also put up the answer for her so that she can use your words to answer you. Slowly, then she will understand that, oh, actually, you want me to do something. And William is doing something interesting. So, which one is most similar? We are not asking which one is the same. The most similar is not easy. Same is easy. Similar is not easy. Okay, so now he's trying to solve.
So, okay.
Yeah, good, William.
So, okay, thank you, Teacher Ernst.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Grace, there's a question for you. Any advice on healthy snack as the lockdown is too long and children keep asking for snack?
Yeah. Yes.
So firstly, I would say I prefer or I recommend that the child has proper meals instead of snacking regularly. Snacking is fine, but if because the child snacks too much, then they don't have a proper meal. To me, it's a signal of an issue. Snacking is fine as long as if it's my menu, then the snack will be either meat or vegetables or meat broth. And there, those ones are healthy snack. But if the question is, okay, what should I do? Should I do fried French fries, or should I make some kind of cake, or should I make some kind of things that are difficult? It depends on the child, obviously. If the child is autistic, I firstly recommend to have high nutritious snack, because any opportunity to feed the child with nutrition, you should use that opportunities. Because if you start giving the child other than meat broth and vegetables, like processed food, or even what do you call this? Like for entertainment, for instance. I think you will waste so much time and energy, because first, the child doesn't get additional nutrition, and secondly, you'll be busy just preparing snack. Yes, Will. Yes, Will. You're doing.
Sorry, it's just the audio just cutting out in Zoom meeting.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay. You're doing well. Keep going. And you're doing well because you know
Why?
because
What did? Yeah.
do you know why I said you're doing well and Dr. Ong said that you're doing well? Is because you can still focus and concentrate whilst we are talking in the background.
Have not interrupt you.
Yeah.
Interfere you.
Exactly.
Boo.
You're doing very
Boo.
well. So yeah, please continue until the end so we can see the results. And yeah, just do it slowly as usual and focus.
Boo.
Yeah. Is that okay?
Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boo.
Yes.
What did you say about I'm tapping the 6 tips pressing 5 this month?
Oh, number 6.
Yeah, what did you say?
Oh, that's just because I saw you struggling to do number 5 from your drop-down menu. So I thought I'll give you that number 6 on the chat box. So Dr. William's keyboard actually has problems with number 5 and number 6.
Oh,
And because William doesn't want to get a new laptop, so we'll try to find different ways of him being able to use number 5 and number 6.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So I saw that he struggled to select the number 6 from the drop-down menu. So I actually posted on the chat box number 6 for him to copy and paste.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So William likes challenges, and I think these difficulties in life we shouldn't avoid. I think we should just deal with it, which I find is very helpful for the child to find
Boo,
for the problem solving. Yes.
Boo.
Yes, Will.
Yeah. Boo,
Yeah.
is it has to be the same color or change the color?
What do you think? Is that a flip or rotate?
Same. Rotate.
Yeah. So same color or different color?
Same color?
Yeah. That's,
Black?
yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. So I will share on this COVID lockdown things. As parents, I will advise you to try to bring your child out. Of course, wearing the mask and then go out. Not to a crowded place, but maybe just walk out, and you need to walk out and go a little bit outside. This is something scary me. After 1 year of lockdown, my daughter in San Francisco, last month, she told me, after lockdown for 1 whole year, the children came back to school, and they are 12 years old, teenager. After 1 year, when they come back to school, like us, last time when we have a long holiday after 1 week or after 4 weeks, long holiday, when you come back, wow, we non-stop. We have so many things to share and get scolded by teacher. But she told me that it's so strange.
Yellow.
Teenager, when
Yellow.
after 1 year of
Orange.
locking down,
Orange.
they come back
Orange.
and then they just quietly after meal, lunchtime, they just sit there and stare at each other. They didn't talk, didn't move. They just stop moving there. And that make them quite scary. Why the children after 1 year staying at home, when they come back to school, meeting all his friends, and everybody was quiet. None of them talk or moving. So they start to encourage the child to go, take out the basketball. Usually after meal, they will take the basketball and go and play. Then encourage them. After 1 week, half of them able to do it. After 1 month, half 1/4 of the child still couldn't do it. After 2 months, a few of them still couldn't behave like last time. So I think it is not healthy that to keep the children in the house. Try to bring them out as long as you know that there are not many people are crowded. No, bring them out to a slow walk. It will help them to be better, prepare them for school. So you may want to consider that. Okay, yeah. Go back
Dr.
to
Ng,
you.
there's a question on what is the recommended duration for the program?
Okay, you will try to do once a day if can. Yeah, if you can do 3 times a day, is better. But once a day is a good suggestion. Suggest that, and so do once a day at least. Then you are able to see the result. And the program is for 1 whole year. but you should see result within 3 to 6 months. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Ng. I think that's all the question for today. Is there any more questions, parents? If you wish to reach out to us, let us know. We actually dropped the Google link in the chat just now, and later we will be sharing the QR code on the screen. All right, just a little bit more. William will be finishing his entire training.
132 questions now. Another 8 more.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dr. Ng, can I ask?
Yes.
Just now your exercise, you say the passing ball, how the 怎样玩的啊
Okay. Hold the ball.
Just pass
In the beginning, he cannot catch, so you just pass to him, let him hold the ball. Eventually, you will throw the ball to him, let him catch the ball. That is second step lah. First step is he must know that what you want him to do to catch the ball, but he can't catch, so you pass to him, let him hold the ball, then let him pass to another person. So then he know that, okay, I need to pass to someone. I need to catch the ball. Then eventually you can throw and let him catch, and then he can throw to someone else. Then he must know that now I'm throwing to daddy, now I throw to mommy, or now I throw to brother or sister or whatever. So we need to keep changing the direction, the people, and then you start to tell him, okay, now we change, now reverse, change back this way, now go back that way. Now we will go to daddy first, and then mommy, and then brother. So then he remember the sequence. Oh, now I catch the ball, now it's daddy. Now I catch the ball, now I go to mommy. Now I catch the ball, now I throw to the brother, something like that. Now, make it complicated. Okay, so a very simple exercise, so you can create.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so 2 more questions. Wow, William, you are the most hardworking one. Grace only shared 25 minutes. I only shared 10 minutes, and you do the most.
That's right.
Okay, this is what's come next. Last one. Good. Yeah, thank you, William. Thank you. Thank you for your help, William, to show us. Yeah, Junie?
That is all the question, Dr. Ng. Would you like William to show the result? Yes.
Yeah, now he showed the result.
Yeah.
So he got 80.7% correct. Wow, wonderful. You got a trophy, you know? Correct enough. Yeah, well done. Good job. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Do I stop sharing?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Your voice is cutting up, Will.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Junie?
Add Grace or Dr. Ng?
So
Thank you, William. That was well done. You still got more than 80%.
yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Parents,
So
if we haven't been able to answer your questions, please do reach out to us. I will share the QR code here shortly for you, so that you can actually scan it and drop us your contact so that we can get back to you. All right. I'll just give you probably 30 seconds to scan it. Otherwise, you can actually click on the Google link we shared in the Zoom chat. Okay. And for parents who would like to know more about certain other exercise, we actually have a brain gym vice president in the house who I'm actually connected to. Do reach out to me so that I can actually connect you to her. Dr. Ng, PB is in the house actually. She's the one that invited you for the Brain Gym International Symposium.
Oh, yeah. I should introduce brain gym also. they are systematic to train every part. I make it simple, so only eyes exercise. But professional should be the whole thing.
I get the opportunity to see how her teachers helps the special needs children to do the exercise while doing the training or the diagnostic. Right? And if that's all for now, Grace, I will close the whole webinar. Or
can William ask Dr. Ng
sure.
question?
Oh, William.
Sorry. Dr. Ang?
Yes. Say again.
Dr. Ang, what does it do when my training expires? Because it expires in October 20.
I don't hear you.
What does it do when my training expires?
What's
Dr.
that? Because your Wi-Fi not good, I think.
Can he write? Can William write down in the chat room?
William's question is, what does it do when my training expires?
Oh, when your training expired, it means you graduated. Yes. Okay. So you can learn easily. You can perform better. You're smarter. Now you're doing great, you know. Good job.
What will happen to my account, Dr. Ng? When my
Your
training
account.
expires, what will happen to my account?
Oh, we'll close the account so that nobody can take your account.
So I can no longer log in?
Yes, because it's only 1 year. If you want, then you need to tell your parents to extend, but it's not necessary. If you want it, you let me know. I will go through with you. If I see there is still potential for you to improve, then you can extend. But if I see there is no room for you to improve, it means that you have come to your maximum. Okay, you have come to your best abilities. Then it is not necessary to continue, unless if you want to go for brain competition, you want to compete with the worst, the greatest brain, then you can continue, but the training is tougher. Just like if you want to go for Olympics competition, then your training is tougher. But now if you know how to swim, I think that is good enough. But if you want to go for competition, then you need to extend. Don't need lah. We as a normal people, we enjoy with that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Will. Thank you again.
Bugis, I've another.
Yeah. So yeah, sometimes your name came up, Dr. Ang, during William's training. It's nice to say.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Will. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow.
Dr. Ng and Grace for the useful tips and sharing. Parents who have more questions may reach out to us and a consultant will get in touch with you to assist you. Besides physiological and psychological factors, we hope that you have gained some insights into cognitive theory that might be the missing link that explains why some children learn faster and why some children learn slower. Not just in terms of academic, but learning in general, for example, taking instructions. Just like our yearly health check, you may now check where your child stands with each of the 39 learning abilities that are needed to help a child cope with learning. Different combination and level will help them differently in the way they execute their daily tasks. While we should focus on our child's strength, putting a routine and consistent practice in place to bridge the gap, especially if there are any underdeveloped abilities, so that these can catch up and match their biological age, helps to connect more missing dots. Once again, I'm Juni and I'm based in Petaling Jaya, Malaysia. Thank you for joining us today. See you again next month. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Thank
Grace.
Dr.
you.